Imagine this. You are a teacher, and every time a child completes their homework, you hand them a shiny gold star. They beam with pride. But what happens when the stars run out? Now picture this instead. You take your class outside, hand them buckets and rulers, and say, figure out how much rain fell this week. No stickers, no stars, just experience. Welcome to two different ways of teaching, behaviorism and experiential learning. Let's explore both and why the balance matters. What is behaviorism? Behaviorism is one of the oldest and most influential teaching theories, pioneered by B.F. Skinner and John Watson. It's all about changing student behavior through reinforcement. The idea is simple. Reward the behavior you want and reduce the behavior you don't. Stickers, tokens, prize. These are positive reinforcement. On the flip side, removing playtime or giving a warning can act as punishment. In the classroom, this often looks like a sticker chart for reading progress or a star system for tidy desk and quiet listening. Over time, the repetition of good action equals reward shapes student habits. It's clear, structured, and can be incredibly effective, especially for younger learners or those who need consistency. What is experiential learning? Now let's flip the script. Experiential learning is all about learning by doing, developed by David Cobb. It follows a four-stage cycle: experience, reflect, conceptualize, and apply. Instead of memorizing facts, students dive into real tasks, reflect on what happened, make sense of it, and then try again. Imagine this. In a science lesson, students try out different surfaces to see how far a small car can go. They make guesses, do some experiments, compare what happens, and come to their own answers. Or picture a math activity where they walk around school, looking for shapes and measuring how far things are. It's messy, active, and incredibly memorable. Students don't just learn content, they live it. Where did these pedagogies come from? To understand why this method exists, we need to look back. Behaviorism rose during this industrial period when schools were built to manage large numbers of students efficiently. The goal? Order, control, and standardize outcomes. Reinforcement made sense. It was a way to shape behavior quickly. Experiential learning, on the other hand, gained traction after World War II, as progressive educators began to challenge rigid systems. They believed in developing the whole child, not just test scores, but curiosity, creativity, and independence. These histories shape the way we teach today, and why both approaches still have influence. What do these look like in practice? Let's take a look at how these two pedagogies actually play out in a lesson. In a behaviorism classroom, things are structured and predictable. You will see clear learning objectives on the board, reward charts stuck to the wall, and plenty of drilling. A spelling test might come with a candy reward, and quiet students earn stars on a behavior chart. The teacher is in full control, guiding every step. Now let's imagine a different kind of classroom, one that feels, looks, and sounds completely different. The tasks are open-ended, the outcomes flexible. The teacher acts more like a facilitator. Imagine a field trip to the woods, where children observe nature and write their own poems about what they notice. There's space for trial, error, and personal meaning. Both approaches may teach the same content, say, environmental science, but one focuses on reward, the other on experience. How do students and teachers experience this? From the student's point of view, behaviourism, classroom offer clarity. You know what's expected, and you know what you will get for doing it. The fast feedback can be motivating, but sometimes the goal shifts from learning to simply earning rewards. In experiential learning, students often feel more engaged. The works feel meaningful, and memories tend to stick. But the freedom can also be overwhelming, especially without structure. Some students might get lost or go off task. For teachers, behaviorism brings order. It's a way to manage large, busy classrooms. Experiential learning, on the other hand, demands trust in your students and in the learning process. It's less predictable, but often more rewarding when it works. What works well, what doesn't? Both approaches have real strengths and clear limitations. Behaviorism can be highly effective, especially in the early years or for students who need clear behavioral rules, like those with SEND or EAL backgrounds. It helps create structure and routine, but it also relies a lot on outside rewards. And once those disappear, the behavior might too. Experiential learning really helps students think creatively, solve problems, and apply ideas in real life. It makes learning feel meaningful, but it does take time to prepare. And it's not always easy to measure. Some results can be messy, and they don't always fit into a simple grading system. Interestingly, cognitive science supports behaviorist ideas like space repetition for memory, while Bourdieu's social learning theory helps explain why experiential learning works. Students model each other, build confidence, and learn through doing, not just hearing. In truth, the best classrooms borrow from both worlds. I still remember being 7 and getting a shiny sticker just for sitting still. It felt great until one day I didn't get one. I had not done anything wrong, but I'd been average, and suddenly I felt invisible. Years later, we had a lesson outside where we built tiny dens from branches and wrote stories about who might live inside them. There were no rewards, just imagination, and I laughed every second. That moment told me something. Structure can help students feel secure, but curiosity is what makes them come alive. I want both in my classroom. Behaviorism shows us how to build routines that feel safe and structured. Experiential learning reminds us that wonder and curiosity are where the real magic happens. Together, they create classrooms that work and inspire. If you'd like to explore more, check out Cope's learning cycle, Skinner's reinforcement theory, and the EEF's guide on learning behaviors. Thanks for listening, and keep teaching with purpose. Thank you.